It's still a beautiful Friday morning right here at Solid 100.9 FM, and we welcome you once again to Glaucoma Awareness Program. And let me start by saying it doesn't seem to stop amazing me, how we major minors and minor majors. Some of us have lost touch with what is even important. And until boom, it happens, and then suddenly you lose your sight. I'm not talking about you. We're hoping that you do the needful. Glaucoma has been called a silent thief of sight for a reason. It doesn't knock, it doesn't shout, it doesn't give warning signs. It quietly steals vision until it is too late. And here in southeastern Nigeria, this danger is even more real. Research and clinical experience continue to show that people of Igbo descent carry a higher genetic risk, especially those with a family history of diabetes or hypertension. Yet, many of us still believe if my eyes are not paining me, I'm fine. But glaucoma doesn't wait for pain. It attacks silently, and by the time you notice, the damage is permanent. Now, this is why conversations like this must never stop. We cannot get tired of talking about glaucoma. We cannot get tired of urging our people to check their eyes, to know their numbers, and to protect themselves. So this morning on Solid 100.9 FM, in collaboration with the Eye Specialist Hospital Enugu, we are focusing on new advances in glaucoma medications. And who better to guide us than an expert in the field, Dr. Suhanya Okeke, a seasoned ophthalmologist whose work continues to impact eye health across the region. Dr. Suhanya, good morning.
Good morning, UC, and good morning, House. Good to be here.
Okay. Let's try to understand the risk. I started by mentioning, incidentally, you're now part of the Igbo race now by by association. So why are people of Igbo descent considered at higher genetic risk for glaucoma before we start talking about medication?
It is all about the black race being genetically more predisposed to having the disease. What it really means is when you are born, you carry some information with you. We call it the genes. These genes, you have the good genes and the bad genes. Sometimes some people are predisposed to being born with such bad genes, and gene does not select where it lands. For whatever reason, it finds itself into some people. For now, there is no environmental association to the genes. We don't know. There are actually no known cause. They are just independent risk factors, but it is inheritable. What your parents give you, you can give it to your children. It might actually not manifest in that generation, and it can really manifest in the next line of generation. So sometimes you also hear that people will say, yes, in my lineage I did not have any single member of my family who is blind, but even my father lived up to 100 and did not have a problem. Now, it's good to know that none of us here really know how to find our whole lineage. That is not there. It is a given. Highest 2 or 3 generations, we are all gone. So it is important to know that the black race is predisposed to having this disease, and Igbo race is more predisposed. So that is the position as it is.
Okay, just the way it is. Okay, let's also remind our listeners of glaucoma and the fact that it is silent. I mean, if, for instance, my eyes starts itching, I know maybe I need to see a doctor quickly. but it doesn't present any of its signs. Let's talk about that as foundation before we get into the medication part.
Great question. Now, the glaucoma is always called the silent thief of sight. That is, it steals you, it lives with you, it is always in you, trying to take away what you have without you, the owner, knowing what it is taking. Two of us are sitting down here. It is living inside our body, and it can be taking our sight. And the sad thing is that at the early stages, it does not give you any symptom. Glaucoma gives no pain. It gives no headache. It does not give you I'm having itching, I'm having red eye. Those that come to hospital because of itching and red eye and some irritation in the eye, they came because their eye is itching, it is irritating them. Sometime when you look into their eye, we fish them out if they are suspect. But other times, they simply have one of the benign conditions and they go. But the real thief sits in you, and he's taking your sight. And you can only, if you don't go for periodic checkups, you cannot really get it, because the eye doctor has to really look into the eye, and then he can still think you might be a suspect, and still he has to send you for some investigation and now compare all the results and tell you, yes, you are a suspect, no, you are not a suspect, no, you have the disease itself and you are at this stage and this is the type of glaucoma, let's start managing you. The good thing is that if you are diagnosed early, blindness from glaucoma is highly preventable.
Okay.
That is the purpose of this, all our discussions on Fridays. Blindness from glaucoma can be prevented. It's irreversible. Even irreversible means, yes, it causes permanent damage to loss as your sight. Anything you lost, you are not bringing it back. But can we prevent the blindness? Yes, we can. How do we do it? We must have timely action. Timely action. How do we achieve that? You go for an eye check, a comprehensive eye check. It will now fish you out. Sometimes you remain a suspect for a long time. It doesn't matter. Most of the time, the problem comes because people don't want to be pronounce the word glaucoma. Tufiakwa. That is what we hear, right? But it is good that that problem is identified early, instead of you coming at the late stage. Now you say, okay, 90% damage has been done, you are left with 10%, we are fighting for the 10%. No, let us fight from the beginning of the problem, so that maybe you may never come to have it. Maybe there are some role packs you can do. Technology is coming, science is evolving, who knows, something might happen. So it is important that you keep checking your eyes. These eyes are very important. Early morning you wake up, you can stand from your bed and walk out because your eye sees. The moment your eye stops seeing, you look for the next helping hand. Unfortunately, sometimes these days, because of the busy schedule of our lives, you might not even have that help coming. So it is important, tell yourself, I can help myself. Go to clinic, go and see once a year, not too much, just once a year. Check your eye. It is very important.
Okay. The other day, I imagined that I lose my sight. I closed my eyes tightly, and moving around was difficult. So it gives me an imagination, maybe a tiny imagination, not fully, of what those who don't have their vision, what they go through on a daily basis. I know some of them, and it's horrible, and you don't want to do that. So, okay, Before we get into these advancements in medication, I still want you to help someone. In your practice, you probably have seen the advantage of showing, I mean, of coming for eye check, as against maybe someone who reports late, and then there's little or nothing that can be done. I've had Prof talk about somebody who comes in and probably what is remaining is just 5% of the vision. Okay, so it makes a difference that we at least check. But why do you think it's difficult for people? Is it superstition? What exactly makes people don't come until it's almost late?
It's so sad, very painful. When you see a patient, 95% damage is even better. We keep seeing 99% damage.
Wow.
And at that point, they are submitting themselves. Doctor, anything you can do to preserve this little light in my sight. Now, it is a very difficult question. Where are you? Why haven't you sought out care all this while? Sometimes we see this cut across all level, educated and the uneducated. It cuts across. Sometimes it is a belief that, look, nothing will happen. Sometimes glaucoma is also technically funny because until it takes away your sight, really, at the early stages, you don't really get to have symptoms. So I keep saying we have two eyes, and sometimes the damages that takes place in the two eyes are not equal and not symmetrical. If one eye is losing 50%, the other eye is not losing 50%. Maybe one eye is going 90%, the other eye is just starting. So, and the way the human body is beautifully designed, when you want to look, if you are not seeing anything by the side, like now, I want to see something, I can't. I can easily turn my neck. Now, when you are turning, instead of the right eye helping me to see, even the left eye is moving. There is a way the human construction, body makeup is. So the neck helps you to move your face, and with that your eye moves. So there is a compensatory mechanism inbuilt in the body. So you tend to keep seeing something until at some point, if you are a driver, you might be driving, you may not see things by the side, and you keep having accident by the side. If you are walking, you stumble into objects. Sometimes it is also very usual to see patients who have stumbled on something. They hit themselves and they had a bad fall, they had some issues. They now try to close the eye and see that they are not seeing equally, and they now realize that something is going wrong. So they start coming. It is at that point they realize that something is happening, and this is the position we really want to avoid. Why going to that level? Sometimes we are also very spiritual. We believe God can always intervene and act. In as much as it is good to be spiritual, have faith that everything God can sort it out, we have to sort out the areas that can be done humanly possible. The human factor is that please carry yourself and go and see a doctor early enough, especially those that have family history of glaucoma, or people that are wearing thick eyeglasses or eyeglasses generally, or poor vision in the family. Somebody, even if it is a distant cousin who is blind in your family, nobody will come and tell you I am blind. But if you notice that this person has challenges, try and secure your own eye, because it is important. Sometimes we also see parents who are already having parents or individuals who have glaucoma, they have not parted that information to their own family
Okay.
members. So it is very painful. At that point, you ask yourself, why don't you come to the clinic? Why didn't your parent tell you? Sometimes the patient actually did very well, explaining the whole process to the relatives. The relatives are now afraid. Oh, this one, my uncle or auntie is suffering. If the doctor tells me I have glaucoma, me too, I will go blind. Is that what I want to hear? But let it come when it wants to come. For now, let me keep going. So, our ways of looking at this disease is very important. It is important that we think in a different way. Please, this problem my father is suffering, me, I will not suffer it. And if you can say that one, you can roll back this problem. I have patients who have brothers and sisters who have gone blind in one eye, 99% blind in the other eye. Their children haven't come for screening. And we, the doctors, we drag the children and we screen them. Sometime after that, they will tell you, please, doctor, I don't want that disease near me. So,
Now, we often feel we can wish things away. The
yes.
fact that you don't want it doesn't mean it won't come,
Yes.
especially if you don't do what you're supposed to do. The important message is that if it runs in your family, you should even be more
More.
careful. You know, you should say, okay, it has happened to my father or my mother. Let me present myself for check. Let's know where we are. I don't know, but we just feel that maybe one day it will just go away. That you don't want it doesn't, I mean, it means it will just not come. But that's not true. Okay, that also means that I could have lost 50% of my vision and not know, right?
Exactly.
Okay, that's scary. But you know, what I tell people is that what you can stop, stop.
What you cannot.
What you cannot, you say, okay, we leave it in the hands of God, and then you manage the situation. But what you can stop, you should stop. And it all starts with going for checkup. And of course, I think this popular saying applies here too. Prevention is better than cure. So even if you can't prevent it, you can manage it from, I mean, early. They say it's not a death sentence. Okay, so what are the latest breakthroughs in glaucoma medications that the public should know about?
A lot has been happening in the field of glaucoma. Doctors and scientists have been working very hard because the society has been particularly disturbed by the fact that glaucoma causes permanent loss of vision, unlike cataract that you can easily remove the cataract and replace it with artificial lens and you restore the sight. Now, in the case of glaucoma, you get blind. If you have gotten blind, you cannot really you can't really get out of it. So over the last 150 years, a lot of things have happened. When about 150 years back, it was only one drug that was used, pilocarpine. You know, we talked about the other time we talked about medication, glaucoma medication. Now, as it is for now, we all know that high intraocular pressure is associated with damaging the optic nerve. Sometimes this damage also goes on with people that have normal eye pressure in certain class of people. Now, this eye pressure does not just come just like that. There is a liquid. I want to break it down easily. So there is a liquid that is formed in the eye. We call it the aqueous humor. So there are drugs that are used for lowering the production of this liquid, and there are drugs that are used for flushing this fluid out of the eye. For some reason, initially it was only at the level of secretion production. At some level it was the level of flushing it out, but there is need for balance. It is just like a plumbing system. It just have to, the production has to match with the drainage. If the balances are not kept okay, then there will be damage. Now there are drugs that are there that aim at production. There are drugs that are there that are aiming at outflow, that is clearing the water out of that. Now, we also talked about the meshwork, the kitchen sink and the drainage meshwork. The new drugs are coming such that if there is a blockage in the drainage, they can remodel the drainage in itself. Okay, so it just goes to, okay, you need opening of that drainage, opening of that kitchen sink filter that is there. It tries to remodel over time so that the flow of that fluid will be better. Then there are drugs that are also coming that are used for vision enhancement and vision preservation. These are new breakthroughs, and some of them are still in pipeline, so that at some point in our life we will not say glaucoma will cause permanent loss of vision. Or when you come to the doctor, we will be able to say yes, 90% damage, but now there are some drugs are available for vision enhancement, because this nerve that is damaged is going to be supported, okay, with something, vision enhancement or neuroprotection. That's the word we use. So there are different things coming up. So initially the manufacturers found drugs. We had to be using this drug 3 times daily. So when you apply a medication 3 times daily, patients are not always very comfortable carrying the drug. Even as individuals, carrying a drug, using it 3 times in the eye, always remember all of them. It is not always easy. So drug companies and scientists and doctors are trying to see how best can we improve this. So we now have drugs. In the 90s we came up with the prostaglandin analogs. These are once daily drugs. So when you come with them, you only use this drug once in the night. So when you use the drug once in the night, they act as powerhouses, very strong soldiers that can march through the work, and as a single man it will work. Sometimes you use with combination of these drugs. But now we have newer ones that have, in the last 5 years, a lot of things have happened and newer drugs are coming in. Some are still, most of them are looking at the possibility of using eye drops, possibly looking at using it once in the night, so that people can have a way when you retire at home, you use the drug. But they are looking at these different pathways, combining the inflow pathway, outflow pathway, remodeling pathway, and the neuroprotection pathway. All of them may not contain all of them, but 2 of them might have all of the action. 2 of them might not have. So how the drugs now work? The newer ones, they are looking at using one drug that can work all through, or you can combine 2 of such drugs so that it can reduce the eye pressure. And the interesting thing is that we are also beginning to have drugs that can be injected into the eye, so that we have the injectables now. So, and they are called the sustained release. When you inject them into the eye, they stay inside the eye and be releasing the effect of the effect of the drug over a period of 6 months to
Okay.
3 years, but the effect on the average can last for six months. Now, these drugs don't, once you inject it and you can apply it, you do not need the help of eye drops to be going in,
Okay.
so it can reduce the eye pressure. I did not say any of this drug, when you use it, you buy it and start using and you will not see the doctor, because any eye drop you are taking, you must see the eye doctor so that we know the pressure control is good. Usually your eye doctor sets what you call the target pressure. That's the pressure below which further damage to the nerve will not take place. So this target pressure must be reached. So the doctor will know this your drug that you have taken is working well for you, or maybe you still need a combination. So we have some fixed dose combinations that are coming out. These fixed dose combinations are like taking EBA and OCPA at the same time to handle your daily superpower needs. So now inside the eye, you are going to take two of such drugs, like you are taking latanoprost bonoid and you are taking the Ropressa. These are the new drugs on the in the pathway. So when you take these drugs, they tend to bring over a long period, especially the Ropressa, the Netazoldil. The brand name is Netazoldil. It tends to remodel the path, that saying the kitchen sink kind of thing. So over a long time, when you use it over 6 months period, the eye pressure tends to stabilize more and more. So these drugs are all in pipeline. Now, the other more soothing thing is that there is what you call the neuroprotective agents. These neuroprotective agents are like, when you have a farm and your plants are not doing well, you need some fertilizer to shoot it up, okay, so that they grow. So your eye nerve, the little nerve that goes to the eye is getting weak, they are badly damaged, and to keep them supported or find a way out, you now want to stimulate them or support them with some form of vitamins, okay. They are more like vitamin B3, nicotinamide, we have the colchicine. So these are drugs that are coming out. There a lot of research is actually ongoing, so that this time around we are not looking at we are looking at preservation of vision. That little the patient is coming with, how do we prevent it, preserve it, okay? So these drugs are going to help you preserve this site for you. So they are the function of those ones.
Okay.
So sooner or later, at least 10 15 years from now, we should be having access to some of these drugs. Why I said 10-15 years is many of them are at the level of research, and research, the signs are quite promising. What has scaled through are the injectables, have scaled through phase 3 trials, and it is already available elsewhere. Like the eye drop that is remodeling is already available in Nigeria. Okay. They are expensive, but they are available. But they are just not used alone. They are used in combination. So in as much as when you feel that your sight is going down, also know that a lot is being done to support those that are losing vision, and how to enhance that vision, so that we keep preserving the vision. That's the aim.
I was going to ask how accessible these newer drugs are in Nigeria,
S-
but you said they are
s-
available.
some are available, some are available, not widely available. In select places, they are available.
Okay. Some patients complain, about stinging redness or darkening of the eyelids when using some eye drops. The newer drugs gentler or better tolerated?
Actually, many of the newer drugs, except the Ropressa, still they come in combination with latanoprost, and so they also, many of them have side effects, and the stinging sensation, redness, they are, most of them have redness in common. Okay, so it is concerning, but your eye doctor knows how to navigate this part.
Mm.
Most of the time you are given some preservative free drugs if your eye cannot tolerate. When you say a drug is preservative free, why these eye drops cause this redness is that they have preservatives to
Okay.
make the eye drop exist as a drug. They put preservative. There
So,
are different kind of preservative. They are not too friendly to the or eye surface. We call it the ocular surface.
okay.
They irritate it, and that is why you have the redness and the stinging sensation. Most of the time your eye doctor gives you some tear supplement to sort it out. Some still don't respond well. If you are unable to tolerate, there are other treatment modalities. You must not glue to eye drop alone. There are lasers, there are surgeries. So their treatment options are quite broad for glaucoma. You have the eye drops, you have the surgeries, you have the lasers. Now supportive treatments are also coming, so it's good to know all of them are available, but the redness part still remain with the new eye drops also. The important thing is that in the management of glaucoma we must consider how much pressure can we drop, and that dropping aims at preservation of your visual field and your sight. So that percentage reduction is still important, and how can we achieve that?
All right, welcome back. It's still the Glaucoma Awareness Program on Solid 100.9 FM. Quickly, let's take your call 0909 771 1009. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Yusuf,
Yeah, good morning.
my professor, my lecturer.
What?
Good morning, the guest in the studio.
All right, go ahead. Your line is breaking. I hope we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, that is also just,
Okay, go ahead, old soldier.
yes, I thank you very much last week for accepting me in office. It's a pleasure. I thank Dr. Obina who took me to the hospital and gave me some medicine to take care of me. The management of the solid friend, I cannot wait time to finish solid because that is solid where the truth are coming. I thank you seriously.
Thank you.
I asked the question to the professor who did it.
All right.
My own eye is at least 5% remaining now. What shall I do about it?
5%. How do you know it's 5%?
Yes, according to Doctor who took me to that Friday, the
Okay.
man in the studio last Friday, Dr. Obina.
Dr.
I'm
Obi.
using for what I'm seeing in my hand, my eye now. So
Okay.
what shall I do now about it?
All right. All right. You take note of that. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Lucy.
Yeah, good morning.
Nice, my thank God about you.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
Your guest has spoken well. How can we get contact of your guest so that some of us who are having that eye problem will come to her and tell us what the next examine our eyes so that we know the necessary medicine to buy against the eye. I told you last time, so as I'm saying, something will be flying, black, just like that, for my eye. And sometimes my eye I will not see far. I think you understand me.
Okay. Did you
Sometimes
get what you say?
I will see short.
Try to relax so that she can understand. What did you say happens to your eyes?
I said sometimes I will see black coming flying on my eye, flying.
It will look
black.
Okay.
So I think I explained this last time. So I would like to need your guest contact. So that if you're having a clinic, then somebody can come there so that you will exactly what I will take. My own side I'm talking about.
Okay. Have you ever gone to an eye clinic before?
Yes, now.
Okay.
He told me what I would buy, and I've been using it. I'm not seeing any changes.
No progress.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Of course. You stay in 9th Mile. Okay, but the eye specialist. The eye specialist hospital is at GRA, behind Park Lane. Is easy to access. Okay, so but let's hear the doctor talk about your situation. Doctor, go ahead.
Okay, the second caller spoke about he's seeing flies in the eye. Sometimes you can have either a patient complaints of some flies or cobwebs or particles moving up and down the eye. It happens. It means we need to take a look into your eye. Your doctor will dilate your eye, and then we check the back of the eye to know why you are having a problem. It may not be a serious problem. It may be something that needs urgent intervention. So these are things we cannot resolve by talking on the phone. I will advise you to come to the hospital so that we can look into your eye.
Okay.
And the first caller talked about his vision is 5% remaining. Yes, 5% remaining, 95% gone. It is concerning, but all hope is not lost. If you can do all what your doctor says and stay on track, if you have all the if you are taking medication, please do take it as prescribed. Try not to forget the medications. These drugs work better when they have the consistency. And then there are other little things you need to be very careful about your eye, is that if you have sugar problem, ensure that your sugar is kept under control, because the sugar worsen your glaucoma. And then on a natural lifestyle balance, carbohydrate, especially eating snacks, eating takeaways, a lot of junk food actually goes with food that can be more inflammatory to the eye nerve, the nerve that supplies the eye. So you want to be careful eating such food. So reduce carbohydrate, take a lot of green vegetables. Like your local vegetables can be good, ugu, water leaf with the green, angara, these are very good. And things like ube, those fruits that have purple color, blueberries, the different fruit that has those dark colors, they are quite good, and they are very rich in nutrition that supports the eye health. So it is important you are taking the right vitamins, the right food choice. So at a stage in life you can say, please, I don't need so much of alcohol, I don't need to smoke, I don't need to. I can actually try to sleep from 11 o'clock to 6 o'clock or whatever. Adapt some healthy lifestyle choices so that the little that is remaining,
You
by
will preserve them.
adapting good lifestyle choices, you can enhance that nerve that is still there. Then I'm sure the doctor will also look into your eye and possibly give you some supplements that support the eye health and all that. So this part of it is also important so that we can prolong that life of that nerve.
Okay. Let's see whether we can take one or two more calls. 0909-771-1009. Hello, good morning.
Hello, could you see? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
I greet you again.
who's on the line?
It's Ken talking, sir.
All right, keep your line is breaking a bit, but let's go.
Okay. Let me ask you that. Is there any advantage of using firewood to cook? Does it have an effect on food? That is
Using
number one.
I
okay.
didn't hear.
Number two, somebody is having eye tracking. And it is happening to me or just like 2 times in a year. If rainy season is going now and dry season is coming, the eye will start tracking me. When you do small 1 or 2 eye drops, it will stop. Maybe after 6 months or 3 months, the thing will come out again. So something like that. 2 or 3 times in a year, in the having eye tracking, when you start with the thing before and this thing will record taking out them.
Okay.
Don't know that.
Have you presented yourself for an eye checkup?
Yes, the person has attended last week and some other places and clinic. But the thing sometimes they do. But somewhere maybe after if that happens to you 1 to 3 months or 4 months and you meet a medical doctor after the using the eye drop, the thing will continue maybe the 5 months or 6 months interval. You reduce, but along the line, it start coming again. Happen to eyes.
Are there particular times it happens, or I mean, like
Yes,
Hamatan?
there's a particular time. That's what I said. If as we are not in high school,
Hamatan, yeah.
the thing have happened to the person.
Okay.
When we are trying to entertain any people, if it happens to him again.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
All right. Let's end with that.
Did you get the question?
Yes, he says there's someone who each time we're entering like this dry season, he will start having
Itchy eyes.
yes, and then the doctor will prescribe maybe something to eye drop. It will stop, but then after a few months, it will start again. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Quickly, let's take your question. We're almost out of time. There's an echo from your radio. Go ahead, please.
So thank you for your question. I got the second question, not the first. You talked about itching of the eye during dry season or weather changes. Yes, it's very common. It is what you call allergy. Allergies are you are reacting to something. It is very common and it is usually seasonal. Some people react to dust. Some people react to the pollens, the flowering season. Some people react to cold. So you actually, sometimes it can even be water you are drinking or water you are taking bath with during a particular season. So why you cannot run away from it completely is that you must identify what is causing the allergy. Sometimes staying under the AC will irritate you. You will come down with itchy eyes and all that. So if you think this is the thing that is giving you the problem, you have to walk out of it. Except you avoid it, you keep going back, because the eye drops can only eliminate the scratching and the problem that follows it, but it doesn't eliminate what is triggering it. So
Okay.
those that are triggering the thing, you should pay particular watch out keenly what is causing it. Have a diary, note it down. At what time of the day? Is it in the night? If it in the morning? Is it after bath? Is it after eating rice? Find out why it is happening. Try to eliminate it
Okay.
and see if it will work out better for you.
They are giving me signs. So a quick closing remark.
Yeah, thank you for this beautiful moment, and I want our listeners to pay attention that the horizon is big, and in the horizon a lot of new things are happening. Even when the vision is going down, a lot of support things can be done. So, but we don't have to wait until that vision is gone before you start seeking for care. Please come out early, come out and have your eye checked. Let's start preserving at the stage where you are, and not going to the last. But if you are already at the last stage, please, there is still some assurance somewhere.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Sohanyo KK. It's been awesome. And for those of you who listened, let's do it again next week.